growing up for many years, I was sexually abused by my stepfather for many, many years of my life. And the way that I dealt with that was I built this denial system that in my mind it never happened, but I knew that it happened because I had nightmares. I just had all those symptoms, but I never went to therapy. I never spoke to anybody about it because I felt so ashamed and so much guilt and I just felt so awful and I felt so alone. But I knew that when I read Becoming Supernatural, I learned that all that trauma was stored inside the cells of my body. So even though in my mind, I thought I overcame it intellectually, it was living inside my body. So that's why I made the decision when I go to Dr. Joe's event, I'm gonna fully surrender, follow all the instructions, and just become a new person. Well, from the first Blessing of the Energy Centers meditation in Sardinia, I did everything. When we laid down, it felt as if I was being electrocuted. I was not in any pain, but my body was just moving so uncontrollably, and I just kept surrendering and asking, is there more love? Is there more love? Because I knew that that was the unknown, and whatever was taking over my body, it was a greater force of love. So at the end of that first day, that was day one of the workshop, at the end of the first day, I didn't know what was going on, but someone kind of said to me, it's kind of like your body, think of it as a hose, and there's air in the hose and water's trying to come through, and it's just cleansing itself. All week long, I moved a lot of energy. When we did the coherence healing, and I put my hands on myself, the energy was so great that it actually knocked me down, and I was just, I was healing myself, and a lot of people came and helped. It was really incredible. But what turned it around and where I feel like I received the healing of overcoming this was the next morning. We had our pineal gland meditation, and I had no expectations. I'm showing up every day, giving it my very best effort, fully surrendering to the unknown. So I didn't know what to expect in this meditation. I just knew I had to show up at this time and be there, so I was. So when I was doing the meditation and the part that we laid down, I don't remember exactly when it happened, but all of a sudden, for the very first time, I accepted what happened to me. And I remembered just all of the pain and the abuse that I endured for so many years. And as those memories came back, I was not in my body, but I heard myself crying with so much pain. And I just cried because for the first time, I accepted this happened to me and I'm trying to overcome it, or I am overcoming it. And I just cried with so much pain and so much feelings for a period of time that I don't know. It felt like I was crying for 30 minutes. I have no idea how long it was. But suddenly, I took this deep sigh, and then I drifted off. The next morning at the second pineal gland meditation, when I was sitting down, the sitting down portion, I fully relaxed. But all of a sudden, as I surrendered, I felt like someone wrapped a really warm blanket over me that caused me to relax even deeper. And I just felt so much love, and I felt so safe. I felt so secure. I felt like I never felt like that before. And I just felt like this is, like I finally can move on with my life without having to deal with the pain that I suppressed inside of me for so long. I was very hard with myself, very judgmental with myself, unable to accept self-love. And an interesting thing that happened to me during this week, when we're going to do the kaleidoscope meditation, I ended up, when we were getting into hard coherence, before we even began the meditation, somehow my arms ended up wrapping themselves around me. And for the first time, I was loving myself. And for the first time, I accepted that. And it brought me back to a couple weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, I did a meditation, and I finished my meditation. I was so happy. I was dancing around. I was just so in my new life. I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, you're beautiful and I love you. But when I made that eye contact with myself, my whole body tensed up. I couldn't accept it, so I ran away from it. So when that here, during that meditation, when my arms draped around myself, I heard the same voice as I did in the mirror that day. But this time I just surrendered into it and I accepted it. And I'm just so grateful because for the first time, I always would say, yeah, I love myself, I love myself. But this is such a great level of love and respect and worthiness that I am accepting that I am beautiful and I do love myself. And yeah, that was another breakthrough of this week. This week has just been magical. The relationships that you meet and the people that you encounter, and it's just, yeah, it's such a magical place to be. And all I want to do is just keep loving and keep giving and just keep opening myself more and more.